Alright guys, so we're off the water. We recorded everything we had from the fishing trip on the SD card. But obviously while we're fishing, we're not paying attention to the sonar the whole time. We could have missed something, so it's really critical that you record everything, and then when you have time, either up on the boat or even in the house, you can play back your whole sonar recording. You can even play with the settings while you're off the water and make things appear that you normally wouldn't see, because you have time to mess with the settings and try different stuff. So I'm going to go into my snapshot and recording view, and I'm going to pull a recording off of the sonar. So here's one from the 16th, 8 in the morning. We were leaving Linwood. We were up on plane and just basically cruising, looking for fish to see where we're going to fish that day. I'm going to play it back, and we can then mark waypoints off the recording and then go back fishing to those spots. So there you can see the boat leaving the marina. You can see we're close. Obviously it's starting to get deeper, getting down to 14 feet. So for high speed sonar, I want to make sure I'm in the 200 kilohertz beam, the narrow beam but with highest definition and fastest ping. I like to be in clear mode because I'm going to get a lot of noise going that fast. Once I get that set up, I'm going to adjust my sensitivity so I can definitely see bottom and then have some clutter in there. So you can see we're doing 25 miles an hour, 15 feet. Disregard the water temp, that's coming from the transducer right now. And that was the time. You also want to make sure that your sonar chart speed is set to the fastest speed if you're going fast. Fastest refresh rate. So there we go, we're off. We're going to be looking for, I'm going to pause this right here. You can see we're seeing a lot of little blue dots, but that's just particles in the water, just things that are reflecting. What we're looking for is something harder. Obviously yellow is the hardest stuff. Then the color palette goes to red, then like an orangish, blue, and then white. In order to filter out some of these weak signals, I also like to change my background to blue. Now you can see it really makes the red stuff pop out. I don't see anything here that would be considered a big fish. You know, there's some stuff on the bottom here, but I think once you get into the fish, you'll know right away. So let's continue. And this is what I would have been seeing as I'm going. This could be a couple fish on the bottom, or maybe it's a rock or weed, anything. I'm looking for suspended active fish. There's a fish arch there. Still just cruising along, watching. Now right there you can see that looks much different. I'll go ahead and pause it there. Now right there you can see those blobs. You're not going to get an arch because we're going so fast that the arch just gets compressed into this blob. With sensitivity, you can really make it stand out, and now you can tell what the difference between clutter and fish. Even on the lowest settings, you can see those little dots are fish. So you want to find a happy medium. You know, I want to see clutter, because then I know I'm seeing even the smallest of returns, but I know to ignore them. And about there is a nice view of what I want to see. Now you can see that's about how far I'll in what I got before I marked those fish, right? Left the channel, and there we are marking them. So I don't have a waypoint here. What I want to do is go back to my sonar view, and I'm basically just going to mark this spot. It's going to take a snapshot for me of this screen so I know what I marked. And now when we go back to the map view, there's my waypoint. And it gives me a screenshot so I know why I marked that. It'll have a little photo symbol there. So as we're cruising on plane and looking, if we see something worth dropping a waypoint on, that's what we're doing. Alright, let's continue and see what we saw. I can tell you right now, we're looking at this stuff and saying, man, do we want to turn around and fish this or what? We're seeing a couple more there. Now for airborne angler supporters, you're going to get access to the GPS. Whenever I take a snapshot, if you think it's something you like, you're going to have the information to go fish it. And we record all of our trips. Now you can see we blew by that pot of fish, and once again you're just kind of out there not seeing much. So we're kind of watching. There's one. And then we decide to come off plane. I'm slowing down. We decided to go and give that spot a shot. You can see I'm turning around. Now we had a wind out of the southeast, so I need to set the boat up over here so that I can troll with the waves into that spot. So you'll see us just slowly motoring into that spot, and I'll fast forward until we get set up and come in for a pass there. Okay guys, here you can see we're starting to work our way with the wind. We're setting rods right now. Gave myself enough time to get set up with 6 rods before we get to the waypoint. Now my sonar is still set for the high-speed cruise search, and you know, at 1.6, 1.8 at trolling speed, it's not set up for the optimum settings that I want. So I got to go back to my sonar menu, make sure I'm on 200 kilohertz.
That's an error on my part. You really want to be on the 83 kilohertz beam, which is wider, or at least be on both beams, 200 and 83. But you definitely want to employ the wider beam when you're trolling.
You can go to clear mode or max mode. I think I can keep it on clear mode here. And in the sonar sub menu, you want to slow your chart down so it has time to draw what it sees. We're not going fast anymore, right? So we're going to slow it down to there. And now just want to adjust my sensitivity up till I start seeing that clutter again, right? Alright, so this isn't very productive water. You could switch over to side imaging to see if you see anything. You can see a couple fish that the sonar might not be seeing otherwise out to the sides, 50 feet left or right. But we know we marked a nice pod at that waypoint, so we're kind of motoring out towards there. And now I got my sonar set up for trolling. I'm going to fast forward to the spot so we can see what those fish we saw up on plane look like when we slow down and dial in the sonar for a slower speed. Alright, so you can see right near the waypoint, and boom, fish explode on the screen. So now we're dialed in.